Hey friends, it's me, Stace. Today is Wednesday, September 6th, 2023. This is going to be a chatty video. I apologize, the quality for the video. I'm in the den with Dinah on the laptop. I'm also crocheting. I'm actually working on a handtail. Let me show it to you. It's long. It's 23 inches long. I just started, so I'm nowhere near to be done, but you can see the stitch is very, very pretty. Right? And I'm making it longer because, especially with cotton yarn, it does tend to shrink a little bit when washed, so I do tend to make it a little bit bigger. But anyway, I thought I would work on this and give you guys an update with my craft space because I have changed my mind and I decided to keep my craft room and not take over the den. And I'm going to share with you guys why. I'm going to share with you the pros and the cons of both, and also the cost of building the wall. Okay? So the cost of, well, let me go to the pros. So the pros of making the den my craft room is I have a bigger space, more openness. I have the 2 windows, which is awesome. I have the media center for storage. I have the perfect spot for the venture to go. And I just love the openness of the space, right? I also have the ability to have an island. If I want to have an island in my room, I can fit that here with no problem. So I do love the idea of using this as my craft room. The cost of building just the wall, okay? So the outside of the wall, inside the wall, and the entire wall. Is about $1,500, give or take, okay? So it's expensive, but if you consider what goes into building a wall, it's not really that whole lot of money. The 2x4s for the framework, the sheetrock for the inside craft side, sheetrock, spackle, paint, ceiling trim, baseboard trim. Then you have the other side by the dining area. That's going to need shiplap, and the shiplap's the most expensive piece or part of the whole door or the whole wall. So you need to shiplap that side, shiplap the other side. For the framework, for the stud work, you need to add framework to support your barn door. Buy the barn door hardware, build the barn door. Then you have wiring. Hubby has to connect the wiring somehow. He'll drill a hole in the center of the den floor to bring up the wiring to have that go into the island. So there's a plug in the island. Plus, I want a plug on either side of the wall. And the wiring itself is like $100 just for the wiring. So it is costly, but even though we knew the price when we figured it out, we still agreed that it was a go-ahead because, again, I was gaining more space, okay? So there's the pros and the price. Let me talk about the cons because I think there's more cons than there are pros for sure. So the first con is I'm losing the den. We have the other family room, so it's not crucial that we're losing the den. It's not like I'm taking out the whole living room area of the whole house. We do have another family room. But the den makes sense. I guess maybe because we're used to it. And I like when I'm sitting out in the den, I can see the backyard, I can see the pool. I do like that view. Of course, I would have that view in my craft room, but we're not likely to sit in my craft room and look out the window, So the first con is I'm losing the den. I'm losing the den space. The second con, which is a really big one, is the TV. In fact, somebody even said to me when I did the video, Stace, where are you going to put the TV at? And I said, in the family room, probably above the fireplace. That's where that's like the only place it can go. We have a 75-inch TV. It is 62 inches wide. The fireplace is only 44 inches wide. So the TV is not going to fit on top of that. It'll look funny because it'll be a much bigger TV than the fireplace. So to fix that, hubby would have to cut a piece of wood to kind of create a faux mantle on the top to give us a wider fireplace top, and then that would look funny. So then we would kind of have to build that out or make the fireplace look like it's built in, which we can do. We already figured out how to do that. We have no idea the cost. That would be additional cost on top of the $1,500. That's additional. The $1,500 is just for the room, so that would be an additional cost to put the TV out there. Then I think because that room is actually smaller than this space, I think maybe because this one's more square and has the 4 walls, that one is the same size, but you have the walkway to come in the house and you have the walkway or the hallway to go to the bedroom. So it just gives you the illusion that's a smaller space, but it's more open than this one is. I think the TV, honestly, is too big for that room. I think having a 75-inch TV out there is going to just take over the room and stick out like a sore thumb the minute you walk in the room. I could be wrong. I just think it's going to look funny. So the only place the big TV can go would be in our room. We have a smaller TV there that I could take out of our room, put that TV in the family room, which would work much better. But then I would end up with a 75-inch TV in the bedroom, which would not work. Hubby goes to bed earlier than I do, and there's nights I want to watch TV or whatever. I turn the TV on. It's going to blind him. It's going to light up the entire room, it doesn't really make sense to have a 75-inch TV into your bedroom, right? So that's not going to work. Then the furniture, because we have two sets. We have the den set, which is like, the more rustic, scratchy leather. Then we have the pretty much perfect set that's in the living room or the family room now. We would use the den set because, again, it's just more comfortable. It has recliners on it. It's a little bit cooler than the fabric one. So we would need to store the fabric one in the shed. Hubby has to bring home shrink wrap and wrap it all up really well so it doesn't get ruined in the shed. The shed does have, it's humid, so there'll be moisture there. Plus we have bugs in the shed. We already know that. I want to make sure bugs don't destroy it. So the TV might look big, and then we have to store the furniture in the shed, right? Which really, does that make a lot of sense? Or do we sell that furniture? I love that furniture that's in the family room. I don't want to risk selling it because I do like it, So there's just a few thoughts. Then we have Christmas time. Okay, with Christmas, I normally decorate the family room, kitchen, dining, den. I usually kind of go all the way across. If I get rid of the den and have this be my craft room, I can't decorate the den, obviously. And in the den is where I put my nativity and also my little collection of snowmen. And if I take over the den and I have just the one family room, I'm really stuck on where I could put the nativity. I can't even think of where that would go. And that's not something I'm willing to risk losing. The nativity is very, very important to me. My mother-in-law made it. She's no longer with us. And I want to make sure that is out and displayed and I can appreciate it, I want to have that out. And I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to probably find another spot for it, but I like knowing where it's going to go, So plus, if I have the TV on top of the fireplace, I lose the mantle to decorate for Christmas. And I think all my Christmas stuff in that little space is going to be stuffy, because of course the tree has to go out there. Other additional costs would be the bedding for the other room, for the guest bed. We have the bed. We still have the bed, but the bedding I got rid of. I gave it to my daughter because she used it because I wasn't using the bed, so I didn't need it. Then we would need a computer hutch for the sewing space because the one we have in there now, the desk hutch and bookcase, is too big. So I thought, okay, what bothers me the most in my space, in my craft room? As I said, both rooms work. They both function very, very well. They both work. Okay. The thing that bothers me the most in my craft room, mainly the sewing room, not so much. The craft room is what gets me, is the venture, because it's sitting on a table that is 18 inches deep by 50 inches wide. The venture is only 36, so the table is obviously a lot bigger than the venture is. And when you open up my craft room door, in about an inch, you're going to be hitting the venture table. Then on the side of the other side of the venture table, you have about 6 inches before you hit my cubes. So it's very, very tight there. So I was in my room yesterday and I thought, is there a way I can make this room work, right? And make it work to where it makes sense and it's just a better functioning space, right? So what I want to do in my craft room is where my machines are, that machine shelf, I want to use that as a cup turner shelf with my epoxy. It just works better there. It takes up less space having my cup turner and my epoxy there versus my machines. So I thought, okay, maybe I can find a better spot to put my machines at and to put the venture. So what I did is I went online to Walmart, and I was on Walmart, Bed Bath & Beyond, Target, Office Depot, Home Depot, Wayfair, looking for a better table or desk for the venture. Okay. And I came across what I thought was the perfect desk because I would also need storage for my cardstock because my cardstock is sitting under the venture table or on the venture table. So I would need the venture, the Cricut Maker, Brother ScanNCut, Cameo 4, Cricut Joy, and 2 milk crates filled with cardstock. I need storage for all of that. And I found the perfect desk for that. The problem is the perfect desk costs $600, right? It's a nice desk, and I'll put a picture here in the video so you can see it. It's a really nice desk. So I thought, okay, if I get this desk and I would never spend $600 for a desk in my life, but the plus side, this is solid wood, so it's not like a cheapy little desk, and it fits every need. It fits all the needs I have, right? Because it easily holds in the machines, my cardstock, it easily holds all of that. So I thought if I can put this in my room, that means I would leave this room here. So we'd be saving money on the wall, right? Because I asked my husband how much it would cost to build just the wall, not the hallway part of the wall, like just the straight wall across and the center of the beam and straight across. He said about $1,000, give or take. So I said, okay, here's an idea I have for you. We can, two options. Build the wall as planned, $1,500, having it be my craft room, plus the additional cost of the bedding, the TV, the computer hutch, the fireplace, the lack of Christmas decorations, all those cons, and be done. Or build just the straight wall for $1,000, right? And then for the same price, essentially, get my table for my craft room, the L-shaped desk, and we keep the den, right? So that's what we agreed to. So this morning I actually purchased the table and the L-shaped desk and the hutch is a set off of not Home Depot. I ordered it from Office Depot. It'll be here, I want to say Wednesday or Thursday they said. So I'm excited about it. So we're still building the wall. The wall's still going to go up. We're going to build that this weekend. I don't know if it'll all be done. I think it'll all be up. The wall will be up. But as far as having it all be finished, like with the spackle and the sanding and the paint, I'm not sure about that. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do later on today and this weekend, because hubby will help me, is take my craft room apart, taking the laminate out of there, because now the laminate I'm not using because that'll be in my way with the L-shaped desk. And it already fits inside design space. I already put the measurements there so that it'll work in that space. Take the laminate out, put that in the sewing room. Take that desk hutch and two bookcases out of there. It was going to go out of there anyway. This gives me the storage for the computer that I need for that room. So that room is solved. But take all my shelving down, because my shelving has to get moved anyway because of the hutch. So I thought now's a great time to do that. Take all the shelving down, spackle all the holes up, fill them all with spackle, stain them, have a hubby do the texture spray on them, and then go back in and paint them. That way when the furniture comes and hubby has to assemble it, I'm not moving things out. I'm not moving shelving and trying to spackle holes over this hutch and table or laser or L-shaped desk. So I'm going to insert the picture here and explain it to you guys. So the L-shaped desk, you can see, has the L shape. So the Venture would go on one of those sides. That's going to leave me an empty side or a clean side for whatever. It'll be left blank. So if I want to use the Venture with the cutting mat, I have a space to use the cutting mat. If I want to use it for the Cricut, I have the space there for the Cricut. I'm not moving anything to use that. I can do my Project Life on that table. The desk also has a little drawer you can see there that would hold the Venture supplies like the mat extensions, the cleaning kit, things like that in the little drawer. Then it also has two little shelves at the very bottom. Okay. Then we have the hutch. The hutch has the top of the base, then 3 shelves above that. So perfect for all the machines. They'll all fit there. I already measured my machines. I measured the space. That'll fit there. Then you have the drawers. Both of those drawers are lateral filing cabinets or filing drawers. So that's where all my cardstock would go. So everything fits there perfectly, right? I just think it makes sense to go with that. Okay, that row is done. Finish that row. So I'm actually excited about it. I think come Christmas time, I'll be happy that I have the room versus having the, I lost my stitch, versus having it be the den or my craft room. I'll be happy that I left it as a den come Christmas time. So that's the plan with the room. And the wall, like I said, will be built this weekend. I'm going to get my shelving down and get all that moved out of that room. So that room is ready to go it's ready when the stuff gets here, which is, like I said, next Wednesday, the 13th, I think it was. So that's the plans, my friends, is to keep this as a den and keep my craft the way it is. I just think it makes sense that way. I think I'm being selfish. I have 2 rooms. I am blessed to have both rooms, but if you can always go bigger, why not? And I can. There's nothing stopping me from taking over this room. Like I said, hubby and I both agreed on it, but I just think overall for the family, it makes better sense to leave the den and leave the family room alone. But still build the wall, so we have the division. So with the wall, let me get your feedback on this. So on the inside wall, the new wall we build, inside the den, right? Obviously it has to be spackled because it's sheetrock, and sanded and painted. I'm going to paint it the same color as, even if I had it as a craft room, I'd still paint it a neutral color, because if we ever go back to having this be a den, I don't want to repaint over a yellow wall, right? So it'd still be neutral colors. But I think on this wall, what I'm going to do is do a chair rail. It'll be much easier because we'll do the sheetrock to where it's horizontal, so we can just hide that center seam perfectly. And then maybe do like a texture or something on the bottom. And I'm gonna, this is like a really light gray. Maybe go a little bit darker of a gray, or just a noticeable difference color gray on the very bottom. Chair roll is white. Then take a feather duster with the dark, once the top is painted the same color as the rest of the room. So it'll be two-toned. Like the girls' room in the other house, it'll be gray, chair rail, light gray, okay? And then take the dark gray with a feather duster to create a design or pattern on the wall. It'll actually look pretty nice. Plus it'll hide any kind of... We did that in my laundry area. Remember the laundry in the other house? We did that there, in that room. Very easy to do. And it does create a fun little texture. So, I think I'm going to do that in that room as well, or in the den. I think it'll look nice. Alright, I'm going to let you guys go before the video gets really long. I'm going to finish working on my hand towel here. Also, Friday, I want to let you guys know, my newsletter is scheduled to be going out on Friday. And I did add quite a few things inside my newsletter. I did a few things with the laser machine, so you can see that. I did, what else is in there? I have a clearance. I have these mugs, maybe like 4 or 5 of them. I'm not quite sure how many I have, that I sublimated a while ago, and I no longer have access to the designs I used, so I can't recreate them. I might try looking for the files. I don't even know where they are. So I can't recreate that cup. So I thought, if it says I can't recreate it, I'll just sell it at a clearance price. So the mugs will be clearanced. Then also the verse mapping book. Let me finish this sequence, and I will show you the book. Because hubby did take that to the office supply store yesterday, and he got it bound with the spiral bound, which is what I wanted. And that's all ready to go. So that'll be in my newsletter as well. Let me show you that. Okay, so this is what the book looks like. Again, it has a spiral bounding. What I like is that it has this clear cover over the front, as well as a clear cover on the back, okay? And it's all done. This is all the pages. It's all done. So this will be available in my newsletter as a physical copy, so I can actually mail this to you if you want to. If you want, I can sign it. Maybe do a little to from kind of thing in the front if you want me to. And also a digital download in 2 formats, or 2 different options or choices. The first one would be the whole workbook. The second one would be the juice of the book without the worksheets. So the worksheets are these things here. So you would get the entire book up to that point, okay? So you'll have 2 options of that. And I do plan on doing the verse mapping one a day for the entire month of October. I'm actually going to start mine early, so I'm ahead of it a little bit. This is because once the wall's done, I'm going to have to spend some time spackling and, finishing up this rooms, as well as my room. So I'm going to start, I'll make the videos live in October, okay? It'll be 31 days in October, and I'll make the videos live at that point. All right, so I think that is it, my friends. I'm going to let you guys go. Leave me your feedback on what you think of my new idea with the desk and hutch to use at my room. I think it just makes better sense. I honestly do. Even though I really liked the option, and I still like the option of having this space. Like every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, I want it to be my craft room because it's so much brighter. But I think it just makes sense to keep the 2 rooms, right? Because like I said, we really do enjoy the den, but I will enjoy having the wall to separate the den and the dining area. I'm really looking forward to that. All right, my friends, that is it, my friends. I'm going to let you guys go. Finish what I got to do here. I will have a video uploaded later on today using the diamond press, the mixed media. Remember that? Well, we just got the auto ship number 2, which was the Halloween kit. And it has, the same stuff, the foil, the tacky paste, texture paste, screen print ink, acrylic paint, what else? The stencils, the stamps, the word stencils, the screen prints, all that is in there. I did do a video on that. I did it yesterday, and I forgot to upload it for you guys. It's not the best quality because my lighting was really bad in that room because I was doing it more like at nighttime. But I will upload that so you at least have other content from me other than just me talking to you and crocheting. Also, the other thing I might add is I made it. I have not photographed it yet. For my newsletter is going to be crochet. I have the facial rounds, the face scrubbies. I have all those with the mesh bag. But I thought I can add on, something different. Make a crochet, like a face cloth versus a round. Make a face cloth. So I have that done. make a headband to kind of put your head, your hair out of your way when you're washing your face. Have that. And I have a back scrubby thing that you just kind of wash so you can wash your back with it, and a soap saver bag or a soap sack to put your bar soap in. So you can either put a full-size bar soap in there, or, like the ends and the bits and pieces of your bar soap, how you get to the very end versus throwing them away, because I'm famous for throwing those away. Put them in your little soap saver bag, and you can still use all the soap. And the bag itself would give you the lather, or help you lather. Plus, it's good just for the exfoliation, even though it's all made out of cotton yarn. But I'm going to photograph that, and if I get it done in time, that'll be in the newsletter as well on, again, this Friday. If you're not subscribed to my newsletter, you can do so free of charge on my website, staceycrates.com. And I try to send out a newsletter once a month, although it's not every month, because usually when I send the newsletter out, I have new projects I want to share with you, or new information I want to share with you. So, it's about once a month, maybe like once every few months is in my newsletter. But anyway, so I'm going to do that, and then tomorrow's video we might do a no gadget needed, because we haven't done one of those in a while. And then Friday it will be Pinterest. I might go in the kitchen. I'm not quite sure. I have a few ideas on my Pinterest board that I might want to try, so we'll see. But either way, my friends, I want to let you guys go before the video gets really long. Leave me your feedback on what you think of the new space with the desk and the hutch. It's pricey, as I said, but I think it's worth it because it is solid wood, and it does serve everything I need it to. It does what I want it to do as far as the storage for the machines and the cardstock. I think it's really nice in that regard. So I think it's worth, if you find something that works like that, that is perfect for your space, I think it's okay to go a little higher than what you normally would. All right. But I'll let you guys go. I'll give you guys updates. I'll probably come in this weekend with little tidbits of the wall, like I just make a progress, to show you how we're doing that and show you the steps of that. And of course, I'll share with you the whole room when everything is done. I'll probably just do a whole house tour when that room is done, as well as my room. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. As always, my friends, have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.